The countdown though. You skipped a number.
I skipped a number because my countdown skipped 3 numbers.
Oh, what the heck, man?
Well, how was I supposed to know?
I don't know. I
I,
was so confused, though. I'm like, what the heck?
I have timers because I'm bad at keeping time.
Dude, your timers are bad at keeping time.
Yeah, I've noticed.
It's
Oh no.
like you pulled a Jesse. It's like, what the heck, man? It's like
Jesse.
it's Dope Metal Monday all over the place, all over
All
again.
over the place. It's all over the place.
It's all. Welcome to Don't worry, whatever. No, that show. One of our shows, the morning one. Which is the morning one?
Joe
Well,
just
I'm
hasn't
here.
slept this morning.
It's
We're,
great.
this is a double cup of Joe show, Joe.
It is, and
I know
I'm the
that
host.
because you're Joe and I'm Joe.
Oh
That's
yeah,
two Joes.
and it's a great day to be a Joe.
Yep. Like
You
Jono.
believe it? Yes,
You
because we
even
got
get to
Joe.
be a
No.
Joe.
Uh huh. Yep. Static. You can be a Joe too. You're honorary Joe. Yes. So
Yes.
anyway, welcome. It's Double Cup of Joe. It's Tuesday morning, early squirrely. It's 7 o'clock ish. Yeah.
Early squirrely. Yes. Yes.
I know, Static. It was your lifelong dream to be a Joe. Hef is having lunch with us as per usual.
Good
Great
choice.
to see you. Yeah, it's a great day. I'm super excited today. Um, even though I have very little sleep, and so we'll see what my brain does today. I'm really glad that I'm the host
Me too.
because this is going to be a really weird show. But but at any rate, yeah. So this is the show. You guys that are here, we start. We want to start your day off right, which we know it's not the start of your day; it's the start of our day, and you can have fun with us while we start our day the right way by talking today about action. We're talking about getting started. How do you start the process? Because that's really, I mean, probably most people stop before they even start. So is it called stopping if you never started? No, it's
No,
just not even starting.
correct.
You always hear that phrase, they stopped before they even started. And I was like, It's like that axiom, like, hey, if you fall down 99 times, just get up 100 times.
What's wrong with that axiom?
Because you gonna get up twice, once when you fall down.
Oh,
This is counting.
well, no, because like the first time, like before you start to walk, you have to get up because you're a
Oh, you're
baby that
talking about the
crawls.
getting up the first time,
Yeah,
that
so
whole
like you
deal.
get up the first time, and then you fall 99 times, and then you get up those 99 times. So that's 100
Oh,
times.
so they're including the first time that
Yeah,
you get up before you fall down.
yeah, before you
They're
fall
not
down.
okay. You don't start in the up position. You start in the down position and
I
you get
don't
up.
know many like babies that start in the up position. Well, maybe. I've been wrong before.
Yes. Oh, that's great. But so anyway, but we're gonna start right. So we're talking about getting started. We're gonna get started
Oh yeah.
eventually. It's gonna be great. So we start this show as we should all start our days every day with the three-step process, which you guys know it by now. It's what are you thankful for? What are you looking forward to? What are you gonna do today to move your life forward? And so I'm going to ask you guys in the chat. I'm going to ask Joe, what are you thankful for today?
Oh shoot, I wasn't prepared for this question that we ask every single episode. Thanks, Joe.
Ta-da!
I feel so presented. Um, yeah, today I am very thankful for my wonderful wife who made brownies. Ugh. And
Breakfast brownies?
Yeah, breakfast brownies. Because brownies have chocolate in them, and chocolate has caffeine,
Mm.
and that's part of the reason I'm even conscious right now.
Woohoo!
Woo!
Breakfast brownies.
But that's what I'm thankful for today.
Yes, Tef is thankful for his family who talked on the phone while making a pancake.
I'll drink to
Hmm.
that.
I forgot. Did I already ask how do you, Tef? How do you eat your pancakes? Do you put syrup? Do you put butter? Do you put butter and syrup? Do you put butter, brown sugar, and syrup, or brown sugar and syrup? Do you put chocolate syrup? Put bacon on them? There's like there's a zillion ways to have a pancake. What is your preferred? Oh, that's
Ice
right.
cream.
Ice cream.
Yep.
Thank you.
So
I knew it was something cool. So yeah.
press them into a small sphere and eat them in one bite. Jono has a very unique way of eating pancakes, but it's very efficient. It's probably the
Like,
most efficient way to eat pancake.
it's nice. You just eat it plain, huh? You don't dip it in anything?
Butter. Gallons of butter.
Yeah. See, my oldest son, he'll take his bacon. Well, actually, my wife likes to make turkey bacon, which I think is kind of like a jip. Like what? Like just have bacon, real bacon. They're like, oh no, but turkey bacon is better. And so my oldest son will eat turkey bacon, but he has to have a little bowl of syrup that he dips the turkey bacon in. You gotta add a whole bunch of sugar to it. So yeah, okay, that makes sense because I would need to enhance the flavor of that too. But at any rate, okay, so that's what you're thankful for. Good. Step number two. What? Oh, Jeff. Jeff is already on to step number two. What is step number? Oh, he's thankful for backup coffee cup. Is that so, Jeff? Does that mean that you broke your first one? Do you needed the backup,
Wow. He made
or
his
is it
coffee
that,
so strong.
or is that you were able to fill up two, so you could have two coffee cups in front of you? Mm, that would be good. Yes. So, step number two. What are you looking forward to? Joe, and you guys, what are you looking forward to today? Jeff's looking forward to webinars, interviews, editing, and learning new systems. Ooh, how you gonna
Wow.
compete with that, Joe?
I don't know that I can.
That's a good thing it's
He's
not a competition.
he's looking forward to so many things. And I was just
Yeah.
looking forward to thinking of something for this question.
Nice.
No, today I was looking forward to doing some writing because I did some character development over the weekend and now I can write a story. So, for those of you out there who are thinking about writing stories, I always recommend with writing the characters first and then letting them tell their own story
Mm.
because then you have
So
a
wait,
very natural progression.
so you're saying the character in your story is gonna tell the story?
Yeah, not as like a narrator, but like once you create the characters and you drop, all right, here's the problem in this world, go. And then like how then your entire mindset is how would this character deal with these things? And like you just let the characters interact on a you basically simulate it in your head.
Well, then you're
And
not
then you
writing the story. Your characters are writing the story for
it's
you.
I
So
know
that's
it's
kind of like.
great.
So it's kind of
I'm
like.
lazy, Joe. It's so good.
Right, but since they don't really exist,
Yeah, it's not plagiarism.
they can't collect the royalties. That's awesome. Nice. Well, that's cool. You're looking forward to doing something creative. Me too. I'm going to play music today. I'm super excited. I'm looking forward. Tef is looking forward to a new day in the kitchen to make frikadeller. Am I saying that right?
That's a fun word.
A form for meatball. Oh, meatballs are amazing. And they come in so many different styles. Yeah. Like the only good thing about IKEA. I don't know if anyone else around the world has IKEA. IKEA has one redeeming quality. The meatballs. The rest of the whole place, ridiculous. Because I hate shopping. But it's like a maze. Have you ever been to an IKEA, Joe?
No, because I was 99% they sold furniture, so I was wondering where these meatballs came in.
You were what?
I was 99% sure they sold furniture, so I was trying
They
to figure
do.
out where the meatballs came
Oh
from.
yeah, it's a furniture place, right? But it's crazy the way this place is set up. Anybody else know what I'm talking about? IKEA.
Their meatballs is bad. I'm just telling it like it is. I was gonna say IKEA's definitely
Yeah.
other places because they're Swedish, so
Yeah. Yeah, it's terrible. Like you go to this place. I mean, I remember hearing horror stories from people who don't like shopping. And I was like, yeah, okay. And then all of a sudden, like we had to be going there, like my wife and my mother-in-law and everybody like, oh yeah, let's go to IKEA. It'll be fun. We're gonna go find some great stuff. And then you go there and it's like a maze. And you gotta follow these little arrows. And it's like this, you're winding around through the place for like hours. You're walking and people are stopping and you're looking at stuff and there's no social distancing whatsoever because there's just people everywhere, right? Where you're all in this little trail together and you're like crammed in here. It's ridiculous. And then you stop and you're looking at all of the furniture and everything. And then and then all of a sudden you come out in this wide open area and it's this cafeteria and they've got meatballs and all kinds of other stuff too. They got good stuff. Um, they got like salads and you know fish sticks and everything, anything you could possibly want. But they don't have Swedish fish. Little
that sounds
Swedish
like
fish.
false advertising. You can't be Swedish and not sell Swedish fish.
Yeah, right. So then you get done eating, and
Okay.
then you get back up, and you realize at that point that you're only halfway through the store.
Oof.
So then
Yeah.
you gotta go.
Our store is so poorly laid out, you need to take a break halfway through. So,
Yes, exactly. It's
oh
like,
my
"Hey, you
goodness.
get a break." And then you go through the other half, and then at the end, you have all the things you wrote down, and then you gotta find all the stuff that you wanted to buy, you gotta go find it in their warehouse. So you're, like, going around this whole thing, and it's crazy, man. Crazy place.
I'm I'm really glad I don't ever go to IKEA.
You have to go
I
sometime
knew
just
there was a
just to
reason.
torment yourself.
Just to torment myself. I feel like abusing myself today. Here, let's go into IKEA. Oof.
Yep. So anyway, there's that. So step number 3.
Yeah, we're getting through this.
Wow. It's like an IKEA store to get through the 3-step process. It takes forever. You need a meatball break in the middle.
Yep, all right.
I
I just
told you.
happen to have one.
I told you this is dangerous, me hosting this. But step number 3. What are you gonna do today to move your life forward?
We get a meatball. I'm halfway through life. I need a
I'm
meatball.
halfway through my life. My midlife crisis. Meatball midlife crisis. Ugh. So what are
So,
you gonna do today? Hey, you guys in the chat, what are you doing today? Joe, what are you doing today? Akil's gonna get rich and create a furniture business called Aquila. Hey, that's awesome. Yes. Oh yeah. Oh, that's another thing, Jono. At IKEA, they don't provide meatballs for free. You have to buy them. They cost money. They should give you free meatballs.
Yeah, if they're
But
gonna
they don't.
make you walk around this entire store and you're gonna
Yeah, yeah, unacceptable. That's my thoughts exactly. But so, what are you gonna do today? Stay focused. What are you gonna do today? Move your life forward, Joe. What do you do
um
today?
great question. So today I'm gonna if I'm looking forward to writing, I am going to um probably do that. Those things happen to be combined. Um but today I think I'm gonna do a little bit more research for some story writing. Yesterday I was doing some research and I was like, oh, these are interesting things. And then you get on Wikipedia and then you find all the other interesting things. And before you know it, you're not even looking at what you thought you were looking at.
Hmm.
Looking at something completely different. So today, I'm going to hopefully stay focused and research what I need to research and not other things.
Focus. Hey, you know what? But that's cool. I'm excited to read what you write.
Read. Just kidding.
You're saying you're writing a story
Yes.
with words?
Yes.
Well, you're gonna make characters that then write the story for you.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Nice.
Oh, good times.
Yes. Jeff's gonna watch videos about the systems he wants to learn. Uh, Taff is gonna make frikadeller.
So much
I
frikadeller
like
that
I
is
like that word.
set for May. All of May is prepared food.
Hmm. Yes. He's gonna pull an all-nighter. Ah, yeah. Go Akil. So awesome. Well, you guys are sweet. You know, so that's the three-step process though. Anytime, you can do this multiple times a day. You can pick yourself up with this process. It's a lot of fun. You just think, what am I thankful for? What am I looking forward to? And what am I doing today to move forward? And I'm telling you, it shifts your mind and puts it in a happy place, especially if you're in a dark place. It's much better over here. So yes. Um, so with that, thank you guys for participating. And we will move on to our topic where we're talking about taking action and getting started, which is always the hardest step. I think I mentioned yesterday the belt that I'm most proud of is my white belt in Taekwondo, because that's the one that I had to do my first class with no belt.
Mm.
They make you do your first class. They're like, once you finish your first class, then we will give you your belt. And so if you earn it, so if you screw around and you don't do the class, then you don't get your belt. But if you try hard, you get it. So, but yeah, just the very fact of starting a journey is a really, really cool thing and something that you can be proud of yourself for, because that's usually the hardest step. Wouldn't you agree, Joe?
Yeah. Yep. Definitely a hard step.
Good. So, with that, I'm going to hand it over to you. You get to talk about it.
Oh darn! I have to get started. You gave me the
Yeah,
hardest step.
you got to start. Yes, and that's right, Akil. A journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. Once you're past thinking about that first step, how do you take the first step? How do you take the first step, Joe? Is it something like this?
Yep. The Ministry of Silly Walks.
Yeah.
You'll Google that sometime. That's Monty Python. Anyway,
Yeah.
um, thanks, Joe. Getting started is probably, as Joe talked about, one of the hardest parts of any journey. If you've never, I assume all of us have started one thing or another. And I think if you really thought about it, you'd kind of get where I'm going to go with this. But if you want to think about any time you've ever done anything, any time you started any project or any, part of your life, like what really did it for you? And I think if all of us take the time to really sit down and think about it, somebody else made us do it.
Mm.
I know when I first started going to school, my mom made me go to school. I definitely
Mm-hmm.
didn't start doing that. First started learning to read. My teachers made me do that. I didn't want to do that. First learned math. That's my teachers. First time I went out and did ride my bike. I definitely didn't want to do that either. Fell down a lot. That wasn't fun. But maybe like, and for you people who are like, oh yeah, I wanted to learn to ride my bike. Why'd you want to learn to ride your bike? Your friends. Your friends made you want to do it.
Mm.
So you'll notice a trend here. A lot of times, getting started on your journey is near impossible if you don't have somebody trying to do it with you.
Mm.
It's crazy difficult, and it's because of physics. Physics says this. That's why.
Really?
Yes, it's
But physics is one of the sciences.
yes, it's a science.
Yes.
Basically, your your physical law. An object at rest will stay at rest unless acted upon by an outside force. Sorry. Okay, there's some
Are you
science there.
so am I an outside force if I'm taking that step and acting upon myself? Am I like a dual person at that point?
Yes, if you somehow manage to force yourself to do something on your own,
Yeah.
yeah, you're two people.
I have become two people. I have acted upon myself.
Yes. Bum bum bum. And again, I'm not.
Never.
You'll notice Jeff's statement here. An object at rest will tend to stay at rest. Not that it'll have to, but for the vast majority of us, getting started is a heck of a lot easier when somebody else pushes you.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
You could be on the very edge of a project you know is going to be amazing, and you're just like, I can't get started. It's super downhill, and you're right here. You're like, I don't know what to do, and then your friend is just like, go, and pushes you down, and then away you go. It's great. You're on your way. But that's kind of how for the vast majority of us, this kind of stuff works. Is you give yourself a lot of you surround yourself with people that can push you to do your very best. That's why we encourage you to stick around here because we will encourage you or make fun of. I mean, we will encourage you to do your best. We will. Hi, Raka. We will encourage Raka to continue to make cool music because it's cool.
Mhm.
We will continue to encourage each other to do amazing things. Like Joe and I. Like, Joe's just like, hey, we should do this. And then I was like, you're right, we should do this. And it went back and forth like that of, yeah, here's something we think we should do until it became like, yeah, we're starting this on
Hey, you want to
Monday.
do this? Yeah, when do you want to start? Monday. What? Monday? We're not ready. I know. We better get ready.
Yep. We finished setting up Sunday night. It was great.
We were like, Jesse, help us. He's like, okay, here.
Here's what you do.
Here's the key. I'm like, hey, thanks, man.
And now here we are. But
Yes.
that's what I found is that for most people, or well, most people that I'm in control of, which is just me, having other people um, around me that are good influences helps me to start projects and do things a lot better. And with that, I'll turn it over to Joe, who has more wisdom.
Yeah, you're right. And that, that's why one of the things to stay tuned, we've got the 3DC uh that's coming. And this is the whole thing that we're trying to develop here is a way for us to work together to start projects. So then we can, get into motion, because once you start, it's easier to stay in motion, especially when you have a group of people working together. And that's, we're hey, when we can encourage each other, lock arms. I love what Joe was talking about. Because yeah, you're absolutely right. Sometimes what you need is another person to just push you over the edge to get you going. But then you're going, and it's easier to stay going at that point. And then
Hmm.
it makes it even easier if there's other people going with you, and they can keep you going. You can encourage each other as you go. But getting started, man, that first step, that's always the hardest. At least it is for me. A lot of times I don't have another person to kind of kick me in the rear end and get me moving. So I'll talk to Ryan, and he inspires me, or I'll talk to Joe and he inspires me. Like that, like you can always, like, even if someone else isn't kicking you to say, "Hey, get started," and pushing you to get started, you can gain some inspiration just by being around somebody who's already in motion. Or you can look at somebody who's already in motion. You'd be like, oh my gosh, man, look at how far along they are. I should be able to do that too. And then you start to get these good feelings, and you're like, okay, yeah, I can do this. I'm going to start. I'm going to start. And if you're anything like me, you do that about 17 times before you actually start. Get yourself all pumped up, and then, okay, tomorrow. And then you do it again. Oh, okay, this is it. I'm gonna go. And then you look at, oh, what's this gonna be like for my future? It's gonna be great. Oh my gosh, I have this purpose. It's awesome. And then tomorrow, I'm gonna sit and wait. Yep. And I do it so many times that Joe gets bored and yawns.
This is contagious. You started this.
I did. So, but then eventually, what happens is finally find something, that's going to get you started. And that's why I loved when I read the book, the uh the 5 second rule by Mel Robbins. Because she just has this knack, she just has this thing where she just counts down from five, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then just get started. And getting started, like Akil was talking about, I love what Akil said, because he said a journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. You don't have to think about the whole thing that you're going to do. All you have to think about is that first bit of motion. What are you going to do to move forward? So, like when I go to exercise, let's say, I don't necessarily think about my whole workout that I'm going to do. I might think about simply pushing play on my Spotify account so I can start the music in my headphones. So that way, that music will make me want to start moving. And then I just think about the little warm up. I have this warm up routine that I do to the theme from Jetpack Joyride. Anybody remember that game? Great song in that game. I love it. Great for an exercise warm up. Joe's
You know, how do you both know this? I'm so
John
confused.
knows. Yeah, see, it's good, man. It's this cool grooving
Oh,
music,
yeah,
man.
all you young people
I
don't
know.
understand your
Us
music.
19-year-olds, you're old, man.
Yeah, I'm old. I don't understand the kids these days.
But so that but that always helps me get started. When I don't think about the whole thing, like today, I could be overwhelmed because I'm gonna sit there. I'm super excited about getting down, playing some drums, playing some guitar, recording something, going through some of our song lists, A single duel is going to be releasing an instrumental album very soon, and we're going through some stuff. We're gonna pick a bunch of our material and be like, okay, this is the stuff we're gonna produce. Let's do it. And so I'm gonna get to sit down and record some stuff, pick all that. It's gonna be great. But there's some stuff I gotta do in order to get to that point, in order to start. So I gotta like set up my computer differently. I gotta take this monitor that's right here in front of me. I gotta move it over here. And there's stuff that needs to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I will only think about that first step and just like, okay, rather than think about all of it, be like, oh, I gotta do this, I gotta do this whole thing in order to get ready. Nope, just step one. What do I do first? Well, first I clear a bunch of the junk over there off. I take my dishes upstairs from from yesterday. But so for me, I always have to break it down into the tiniest step, because once you start moving, like Joe was talking about, just that initial motion, if it requires somebody else to push you over that, then so be it. Find somebody. You can come here and we'll hopefully talk and be inspiring somehow. If you look at Joe's amazing hair, not mine, his, right there on top of his head. It's like right, yes, perfect. That could be inspiring. I'm inspired to try and grow some hair. So I'm going to turn it over to you and I'm going to try and grow some hair.
Yeah, just focus over there. Yep. Growing hair is a process of extreme exertion and mental fortitude. You're not willing to deal with your hair, you will be unable to grow your hair. Uh, Zwoot dwoot kind of song. Okay.
It says woot woot.
Yep, I'm just fully unaware of these things that kids are talking about these days, but I am aware of what Joe is talking about. Just getting started. Um, we're spending a lot of time on this topic because it's really, really important. It really, really has to deal with what. I'm sorry, Raka said to imagine you with Static's hair, and I'm kind of imagining it, and you're a gorgeous man with Static's hair. So, um, starting anything is very difficult. And what we have coming up, as Joe has alluded to, is the 3-day challenge, 3DC. It's a challenge we want to present to the community of what can you do with 72 hours. And it's a challenge we want to present ourselves with. Because we think of 3 days as such a short amount of time. Like, I can't get anything accomplished in 3 days. But I think you find you can do a lot with 72 hours. Like, more than you ever thought possible. But you have to go for it. And right now, I know a lot of people who are not doing a ton, who are not previously occupied with work or school like they normally are at this point of the year. So now is an excellent time to just see what you can do with 72 hours. I highly encourage you to stop by our webpage, bss.studio, sometime in the next couple of days, where we'll have our first one, or at least the announcement of our first 3-day challenge, where we're submitting to the community the idea of, hey, let's write stories together. Let's create something that can become a YouTube video, that can become a show, that can become really anything. And then, hey, maybe Black Stag and Swerve will produce it. But that's something that has to start. And obviously you haven't seen it yet, which means that we haven't started. The hardest step. This is the reason I tell other people is again that little push. Once it exists, it has to exist. Right? See, Jono. Once you tell people about what you're gonna do, you're kind of like locked in. Like if you keep it like in your head, then you can just keep hiding it for forever because it was never nobody else ever knew it was supposed to exist. But
Hmm.
as soon as you tell somebody, probably needs to exist soon because somebody's gonna be like, "Hey, didn't you say something about this thing?" Like when Joe was like, "Hey, do you want to start the show?" Like, well, we got started now because we said so.
Now we talked about it, and we're both agreeing upon it. We agreed. What? No, no.
No, no, we can both agree that that was a figment of our imagination. Never happened. But please check out bss.studio. It doesn't have to be with BSS. There have been many, many wonderful people on the webpage who have talents and abilities that you could interact with, that you could come to know and create things with. And right now is a great time to create. Now is a great time to use the skills that you have to get started. Whether it's a giant project, whether it's something small. Maybe you could get together and create like a little card to send to your mom. I don't know. It doesn't have to be the most massive thing that you've ever done. But by just getting started, you set yourself up to do something greater and greater.
Mm.
Like you talk about, if you push somebody over the edge, it doesn't take much to push a rock over the edge of a hill. But it takes far less to keep the rock rolling downhill.
Hmm. That's true.
So with what we're seeing there is get going. Whatever it takes to get started. Just go for it because once you get started, it's really easy to be like, now I got this thing. Now I got this thing. You can start at the top of a mountain with a little bit of a snowball, and then by the bottom, it's like this boulder of snow that has gathered and accumulated so much like energy, like all those cartoons where they start picking up trees and whatnot by the bottom of the hill. That could be you. That could be you, where you started with something tiny. You started with something as simple as uh, YouTube stream. And
Yep.
by the end, you had a full blown, you know, podcast series or something. Who knows? But
It can take you all kinds of places.
mm-hmm, all kinds of places. Now, perhaps I shouldn't have talked about this while I'm a little bit sleepy, but I had to say it because one of the things that you're gonna have to do is just start to go for things. It's something that we will talk about a little bit more tomorrow. We're going to talk about roadblocks because in case you've never started something, like you took that first step, like, all right, we got this rock. It's on the top of a hill, and then you push it, and you're like, it's not going anywhere, and you find out that there's a little piece of like dirt under that side of the boulder, so you can't push it.
Dang dirt.
Yeah, how do you move that dirt? How do you get rid of the little piece that's stopping you from becoming this train of doing stuff? So we're gonna talk about that a little bit tomorrow, but just again being in the idea of, hey, once you get over that first little bit, you can pretty much deal with anything.
Well, most of the time, obstacles are in our head. You know, sometimes we look at something and it stops our progress. And what it is it's a way for us to enhance what we're doing. But we think of it in the wrong light. We'll get into some of that more tomorrow. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like a lot of times, things we deem as obstacles are actually stepping stones to improve
Mm.
whatever it is that we're doing, which is really cool because then we can enhance it. Um, but one of the things that I always try to do when I'm getting started is I start with smiling. Smile from deep down inside your guts. Don't just smile from your face like that, because that's not really that's just
That's scary.
scary. But if you just smile, because I'm telling you, like when I go through and I have, I plan out my day and I have my list of things, right? And I have all the stuff I'm going to need to do that day. And I'm like, all right, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. I have this list. And then sometimes I actually noticed this from I was watching a cook. I was at a truck stop in the middle of the night. Um, and they have the window where you can see the cook back there and everything,
Hmm.
right? And so I'm sitting there watching, and all of a sudden, like a bunch of people came in, and all these orders just went back to this cook, right?
Hmm.
And so the cook grabbed all these tickets, put them all up there, and this she is this awesome gal, right? And she's a great cook. But she just looked at it all, and she had this overwhelmed look in her eyes at first, like she was like, and then she just smiled. She's like,
Yeah,
and then
that
grabbed stuff and started going, because I mean, and that was a clue to me. I was like, okay, so really you get to decide how you feel about something, right? If she'd have just been mad and overwhelmed and upset about it, she would not have gotten into motion fast. She wouldn't have gotten done with the stuff as quickly, I'm sure. And she would have just had bad feelings about the whole thing. Probably our food wouldn't have came out that good. But she took that one moment and she smiled first. She was like, ah, and you can be thankful for the chance that you have an opportunity to do something. You can three-step process yourself right into motion. You can be like, man, I'm thankful for having this thing to do. I'm looking forward to being done with it. Especially if it's something you don't really like. A lot of tasks have things in it that we don't really want to do. Right? Sometimes there's some tedious stuff in there that you got to do, and you start thinking about that, and it's like, ugh. But you can start thinking, oh, this is gonna be awesome when it's done. You can look forward to that, and then you just start. And I always try to start with smiling and giving myself a little bit of good energy, so then I can start to attack my list of things to do with with a positive force behind me. If that makes sense. So one of the ways that I always try to get started is to shift my focus, especially if I'm, like I said before, if I'm looking at this task and it's got some bad thing, it's got some stuff I don't really want to do, then it can help so much to just put a smile on, take a deep breath, imagine I'm filling myself with life, and I'm going to smile, and I'm just going to go for it. It's going to be great. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I think what Joe said right off the get go was one of the best things ever. And that's getting around other people that can help push you. Getting around other people that even just being around them energizes you. And I hope that we can do that for you. That's one of the reasons that we do the shows we do here and on Don't Worry Wednesday, and you know some of the shows that we're planning on bringing out in the future as well. A lot of the point is just to get together with you guys, and hopefully we can work together to create something great in this world. We want to be a light shining in the world, and we need more people. That's the reason we're developing the 3-day challenge. We're looking at, hey, how can we collaborate with people? How can we, you know, this is going to need to be bigger than just us. We don't have the energy to create the things that we want to create. We're going to need to work with other people. We're going to need to collaborate with other people, and we want to do something great. And yeah. So keep in mind, we're looking for you. We know you've got gifts and talents. We know you've got stuff that you want to do in this world as well. And I think together we could be a powerful force to combat the forces of darkness. in the world, which is basically everybody else.
Everyone else. If you're not with us, you're against us. Okay, Jill.
I'm just sorry. I'm sorry. That's not really real.
On the plus side, we got Joe here. You think he's studying karate, but he's actually a Super Saiyan. Yes,
Yes.
that fighting stuff. Where he fights forces of darkness. Dun dun dun.
I do have
Yes,
the
the
Book of
Book of
Joe.
Joe.
The Book of Joe is a real thing, and we found out that the Book of Joe states Pluto is a planet.
Truths.
We discovered that science is wrong
Science
and
is.
that Pluto is a planet. Yes, it
I
is.
don't know that science is like necessarily wrong. I mean, like they changed like it's just a matter of opinion. Science is it's a big rock very very far away.
Yeah, a
That,
planet.
that's it's a planet. It's just the opinion of certain scientists that it's not, and they're wrong.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yep. So at any rate, so take action. Get started.
Yeah.
Pluto's a planet.
Take action because we're gonna bring Pluto back.
Yes, we are doing it. That's a mission.
It's obviously the
Bring
forces of darkness that are
our
trying
they're denying Pluto its planethood.
to.
Pluto's a planet, and you can be one too. That's right. That's right.
Oh boy. All right, we're gonna go off the deep end if we keep
We are.
going.
It's gonna be so much fun. I tell you guys
Oh my
what.
goodness.
On Friday we have this thing called Free for All Friday,
Ooh.
where we take your topics and we talk about them, and it's free for all. Like, you give us anything you want us to talk about, anything if you want to try and stump us, you can put it in there. Just click on that link right there in the chat. It didn't become a link. There it did. Okay. That's like, it's not linking. Yes. All right, and it's also in the description as well. You can click there, go to bss.studio, and in the Double Cup of Joe page, and you can post something for us to discuss. You can also post it here in the chat or in the comments section if you're watching this after. Then feel free, post it in the comments section, and yeah, hopefully, like, you'll be able to know. I I don't know. We'll have to come up with our show scheduling or something in a way that people can know what topic we're going to be doing before do the topic.
I think so far though we've just been going in order. So
We have, yes, pretty much. Some of them are coming. Sometimes we get stuff coming the same day, and so like we got to pick one at that point.
mhm.
But
Generally first come first serve. Also, the number one thing about Free for All Friday is free. That first word, free. You don't have to pay any money. You just
right,
drop the topic in, and then Joe and I get really confused about what you're trying to ask us, and then we attempt to talk about it. It's great.
yeah, super fun, free shipping.
Yep, free shipping directly
Yep,
to your door or
yes,
streaming device.
no sales tax. Don't tell Joe.
Yeah, there might be sales tax. In fact, I think in the state of Michigan, 6% on top of what we're
Okay,
charging you for this show.
okay. So since it's free, it's still free.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, good.
That math checks out.
I
Yeah.
did it. I did it. Math. I'm so excited.
Oh boy.
But tomorrow we're going to talk about roadblocks. This is an important topic because getting started can be one of the toughest things you do. Eventually, what's going to happen as you're on your path and you're in action, you're in motion, you are going to get stopped by something. You're going to run into a challenge that's going to be something that's difficult to face. And how do you handle that when it happens? Because it's inevitable. It's absolutely inevitable. It's going to happen. And so then how do you get your mind wrapped around what do I do? What do I do to move? Do I need to move the obstacle? Do I need to go around the obstacle? Do I need to go just blast through it? Like what do I need to do? And so we will talk about some of that stuff. Joe will have some amazingly wise words, and I will be a ball of energy and jump and hop around because that's what I'm good at, I
Mm,
think.
yep. Joe's the best
And
hopper and jumper arounder.
I discovered that when I do this, because I stand up, like I shake my camera. It's like,
Earthquake.
ah! And so I'm like, I need to like either not put my hands on my desk or stand still. I don't think standing still is an option, so I'm gonna have to try not to put my hands on my desk. Um,
Nice.
but yes, so at any rate, go to bss.studio, put a topic in there for us to do on Free For All Friday. We love to handle your topic. We'd love to see what ideas you guys come up with. And then stay tuned. If you're not registered at bss.studio, do it because there's going to be
Do
some great
it.
stuff coming. Yeah. Jeff was
Probably.
talking about some
Yeah.
of the software he's going to learn about. That's part of the deal. Got some new software
Ooh, wares that are
to,
soft.
to enhance your experience. But that was
Enhance.
freaky looking. I better not do that.
Joe, I think we're always freaky looking. You just happen to have the time to look in the screen. Oof.
Yep. But at any rate, thank you guys so much for being here. We'll
Mhm.
see you tomorrow where we're going to talk about roadblocks. It was great to be here today. 3-step process your way into success and wonderful fulfillment. And